Well, my closure didn't work out quite the way I wanted it to, but it's okay. It's okay. Hey y'all, APG Jamie, and today we are working on a hashtag Makers Creative Collab, hashtag accordion to me. Isn't that funny? Y'all, it makes me happy because it's funny. It makes me giggly wiggly. So we are using some mono printed paper or cardstock, and it's a lightweight cardstock, so I guess paper, whatever y'all. And we are going to make, guess what we're going to make? You'll never guess. An accordion journal. But it has everything. I'm telling you, it has everything. Just hang in there. So we have our one regular sheet of 8.5 by 11, because that's the size of our paper here in the US of A, and that's where I are. So I took it and I put it into my calculator, 11 divided by 3, and I got this bizarro number. So I thought, okay, 3.5 it is. Is that what it was? Something like that. So anyway, I ended up with like a leftover 1/2 inch, which was perfect. Okay, perfect. Y'all know I'm no math wizard, and I'm not a ruler person, because there ain't nobody bossing me. Anyway, so I end up with this little, it's like right at 1/2 inch, I think, and which was perfect for joining the two halves of the same sheet of paper, cardstock, together. And I just trimmed off that last little 1/2 inch, and there we go. Ta-da! So, and I thought, okay, now what? So, yeah, that. And as you know, I said it has everything, so it must have pocket. So we're going to put 2 pockets in it, and we're going to use tracing paper, because I like to use tracing paper. I have vellum, but I don't know where to vellum. I don't know where it is, y'all. Couldn't find it. So we're going to use tracing paper, because I have that, and it's almost velluming. It's got a translucency to it, so that's what we're doing. And I'm measuring, I don't know what that measurement is, around 1/4 inch, or probably a little more than 1/4 inch, and basically whatever size my signature section paper is. I don't remember, y'all. I found it yesterday, and we've had a trip to the hospital since then, so I don't know. Okay. Oh, everything's okay. Well, as of the voiceover, everything's okay. Everything's okay. I'm sure. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. So we're trimming excess off at the corners where we're going to fold it at, because I like to put a little fold in mine, because sometimes when you do flat pockets, it's harder to get stuff in and out. Anyway, we'll have some of those too, so just wait for it, y'all. Just wait for it. And I thought, well, I got this big old piece of tracing paper left over. Let's just go ahead and cut this one down and add it to the signature, because we already have that. Okay, because they were scrap coffee and or tea dyed paper. Don't remember which they were, but we got it. And they're all made out to the signature. And this is going to be the cover pieces. Now, I'm not sure if you know, but I'm going to tell you. And if you already know, I'm going to tell you anyway. That when you use faux chipboard, which is, food container boxes, cereal boxes, cracker boxes, Little Debbie boxes, whatever kind of boxes, okay? They do have a grain. And you should use the same type of box and make sure that it's going in the same direction, okay? Oh, Nutty Buddies. Oh, those are so good, y'all. Oh, bizarre. And you don't have to use sanding block on this stuff. I tend to try to do that when it has like a glossy, somewhat glossy coat on there, just because I want to make sure it's going to stick more butter, and that usually does it. You don't have to do a whole lot, just like, and you know, it's good. And I'm going to use some Yes paste because I have it and I like it. I'm going to use it. Now, wet Yes paste and wet glue are not friendly. They are not friendly together. Okay? Once it's dry, it's okay. Remember I said dry. Remember that, because that's going to come up later. It'll be a thing later. Anyway, we're smooshing that down on our cover cardstock, which was mono printed too, by the way. And we're just smashing it down with our little wooden roller thingy, and we're cutting the corners off. Not all the way totally to the corner, just mostly, because you use your fingernail, your thumbnail, or a bone folder or a pokey tool to help fold that little edge in once it gets, you know, to the gluing part, which we're fixing to do. And it will just hump right over there, and it will just disappear, and you will have the sharpest little corner you ever could have. So sharp you might need to sand it off because it's so pokey sharp. Anyway, we're pre-folding because we want this, you know, mono printed card to know it's going to be folded. So we pre-fold it, and we're wiping off our little mat thing there, and now we're putting on some more Yes paste on the folded part. Okay, and then we're just smeared across the whole thing, which was a mistake, but it really wasn't a mistake. It was just kind of, you know, not necessary. So now we're folding over, and I tend to fold whatever sides you want to fold over. Just fold over the opposite sides at the same time. You know, top and top, or top and bottom and side, whatever. And then you put your little thumbnail in there, or a pokey tool, or whatever you got, to smoosh that little corner down just ever so slightly, and it will just get right in there and just be the happiest, prettiest corner you ever had. So we're going to do the other one. And portions of the video, the whole thing, have been sped up for your voice, or my voiceover ease and your viewing pleasure, because I was put on a time limit, y'all. Mariah Pieces time limit 20 minutes, and I'm like, I made it. It's not quite 20 minutes, pretty close though, y'all know me. So anywho, so we're doing the other one because we have a front and back cover. Now theoretically on accordions you don't have to have a separate front and back cover. I wanted to. Wanted to. So here we go again. Now, in a second, I'm going to go get a piece of silicone coated parchment paper, and I'm going to lay my covers in there, and then I'm going to go smash them under a book, because that's what I like to do. And then we'll be doing other stuff. Oh, put a plastic bag on your jar lid, you know, keep it from gluing shut, because you don't want that to happen. It's not a good thing. Okay, so now we're back, and we got our little accordion. Look at that. So I thought, I don't want to sew a signature in. I want to use a Midori style, which is an elastic band, and I happen to have this elastic band. It's from the Dollar Tree, so it's not the best stuff in the world, but it works, and it's in green, and I have it. I'm like, yes. So I pulled out enough to make a double wraparound, and then I tied the two ends together, and then I thought, well, this isn't going to be strong enough, because this, like I said, it's kind of a lightweight cardstock. So we're going to put a little reinforcer on the back part of the accordion fold right there. So we used that, remember that piece we cut off? I just smushed it in half, and then we're just going to glue it straight on that the middle mountain, because that's where the signature is going to go. It's just going to have one signature, but it's got everything in it, y'all. So, it's a naked journal. It's not decorated inside, okay? 'Cause it's probably going to give it away, which means you need to read the description box below the video, where there will be pertinent information about what I just said. Ink and everything. We're inking and we're fancy and we sped it up because it's just like, how many times you gotta see somebody ink something? I don't know, that many times, I guess. Because sometimes I ink, sometimes I don't. I'm fancy. We're inking today. So we put our little dory band on there, and our signature will go in there. And I thought, well, I don't think I'm going to put it in there just yet. Let's put the pockets on. Because, you know, we got our cover, front and back cover over there, smashed under the book. Drying. Oh, lightweight paper. Don't use a punch on it. Get another sheet of paper, you know, like copy weight paper, and fold it up and then punch it, because it punches, I don't know what kind of punch you got, but punches don't like lightweight paper, thin paper. So put some extra paper in there. Then punch it out. Punch it. So we're going to use some double-sided tape, and I don't typically use double-sided tape on pockets, but because this has like the fold on it, where the tape is will not touch the items that go in the pocket, because sometimes when you put stuff in a pocket that has double-sided tape on it, it will work itself over there and get stuck to the double-sided tape, and then you could just have a dickens of a time getting it out. Just saying. And then you burnish it down really good, y'all. And the release paper should release pretty good, pretty easy. So we're just putting it on there. It could have used just an extra little tick mark shorter, but it's okay because it's perfect. It's in there, and it's like, yes, that's perfect. So where'd my other little pocket? There it is. We're going to do the same thing, you know. Just do it again. Got that one on there, and I thought, well, I don't like the the backs of this mono printed, because I only did it one side. You know, I could have done it too, but I did one side mono print, and I thought, well, we need to put something on the back. So I went and I trimmed up some I don't know, scrapbook paper, and trimmed it to mostly the size, mostly the right size, okay? Because, you know, it doesn't have to be, this is not machine made. And you know what? I've gotten stuff machine made and manufactured like that by these big highfalutin people. They had bobos in them. I get typos all the time in the magazines and books I read all the time, y'all. So, you know. Anyway, and well, my ink where I punch out for the little thumb, you know, it's a thumb notch, you know, make it easier to get stuff in and out, usually, sometimes, typically, allegedly. And now we're using glue. These are flat pockets. I didn't put any folds on the side, so they are flat pockets. And here's my little cover piece, because I told you I had a time limit. So I just played around with the little scrap papers here on the desk, including the tracing paper and a piece of the scrapbook paper stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I like that. And we stamped an image on it. You don't see that part, but you see the stamped image. So we're gluing that on there. And I'm like, yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Now, my closure, my intention for my closure was put that there button on there, okay? And then tie my fibrous thread around there and wrap it around the button. It does not work. Sometimes things don't want to be the way you want them to be. They want to be whatever way they insist on being. And, you know, I would have had tore the whole cover off, and it would have messed up the whole thing, because then my front and back cover wouldn't have matched anymore. And because I already took my scrap of that same mono print paper and made it tags, you know, because you don't see that part either. Well, you'll see the tags, but you don't get to see me make them tags. You know how to make a tag. Make a tag. And we did an embossing folder on it, so we got fancy folders on it, and we went over that with some light gold ink, but you don't get to see that part either, but you'll see the gold ink-ish on the tag. Anyway, tying it all on there, stretching that on, used an eyelet, you know, and I'm like, yeah, it's loose, and my fiber's just going to wrap right around there perfectly. It's going to be so perfect. It's going to be hunky-dory, my dory. And, no. So we're going to glue it on. Get ready. Here's our fibers. I'm like, yeah, that's where I want it, because I wanted it up higher like that, okay? That was on purpose. That's not an accident. That was on purpose. So we're putting our wet glue on there. Not yes paste, but yes glue, or yes. Aleene's Original Tacky Glue, my favorite. And now we're putting it on the back of the cover that I thought was dry. Not quite. Almost. Got a little snotty gooey. Oh, let that stuff dry, y'all. Like, okay, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Because I mean, if it's not fine, we'll just make a whole nother thing, and won't nobody ever see any of this, and it won't. That's a new word I just made up on the spot, just this very instant. It won't no matter. Putting on the back one. This one got really gooey. Oh, y'all. Yes, paste and wet glue are not friendly. They make a ooey gooey, snotty, gooey mess. It's still stuck, but you don't want to deal with it if you don't have to. Let that stuff dry, y'all. So we're smooshing it all around, and I'm gonna put it in the under the in the silicone coated parchment paper. And smash it under a book where it stayed smashed under a book for a couple of days. Okay? Anyway. Liking it. I'm like, that's going to be so cool. And here it is. Okay? I tied on some other buttons. They are buttons, y'all. They're from Joann's, and they look like gears. But anyway. Tied them on some fibers. You get to see that part, but you see the fibers now, and you see my button that I was going to wrap around. It glued itself straight down, so I can't wrap it around it, and I didn't want to tear it up, so we left it that way. There's our pocket, and see, here's our signature, and see, it's stretchy. It's got two in there, so it could actually have somebody, whoever gets it, wins it, could put another signature in there if they wanted to, but I'm not doing it. I'm just putting one. And here comes the other pocket, and then close it up, and that's the back cover. And then on this side we have pockets, and we have tags. Ta-da! Tags. Told you, has everything except embellishments. It doesn't really. Tags could be considered an embellishment. Anyway, pockets and tags. And gears. It's steampunked, y'all. It's steampunked. It's punked out. So anyway, messing with the fibers. Come on out there. Come out. Get out. So there we go. It makes me so happy. I think I pulled one up close to the camera so you could see the texture on it, because I put it in the embossing folder. No? I don't know. I blinked. There we go. See, it's so nice and fibery. Look at that, so cute. Now, that paper was a little out of whack, so I fixed it. So we're going to wrap it around. There's another little gear button. Wrap it around. I've tied a bigger one on the end. It's just tied on there. You didn't miss a thing. Ta-da! Photo montage. Be sure to check out the description box, because within the description box are links to all my fellow makers, creative collab artists. You won't want to miss them. Check them out. Give them a like. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed to their channels. Share their videos, because we all love our stuff to be shared, because we need you to be inspired to do your art your way. Okay? Oh, made me happy. Thanks for watching. And happy arting, y'all.